What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of this week's Fan Mail of the Week. I am your host, as always, UnrealEntGaming. Everybody, welcome back to another awesome episode here today. I woke up kind of funky today, so I do not know if I'm getting sick or if I'm infected with the T virus or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I mean, just like another freaking week to go until Halloween, right? And I promised myself I wasn't going to watch Trick or Treat until then, and I actually broke my promise. I watched it like 2 days ago. But anyways, everybody, I really hope you guys are going to enjoy this episode here today. And for those of you out there who haven't already done so, please go on ahead and subscribe and check out my second channel at UnrealEnt Network. On there, you're going to find a whole bunch of stuff that you guys will not find on here, and you guys will actually enjoy that as well. So, just a lot of things to talk about, so many current events, so many things happening in terms of, you know, movies and whatnot, a lot of movie controversy, a lot of video game controversy, a lot and stuff like that. So, and I really hope you guys have been enjoying my Evil Within videos, guys, along with other stuff as well. WWE 2K15 is next. And I know about maybe 2 or 3 fan mails ago, I issued a challenge to whoever wants to face me in WWE 2K15. I am going to restate my statement. If anybody who's watching this right now wants to wrestle me in WWE 2K15, just let me know in the comment section below. Also, I will be getting it for perhaps the PS4 or Xbox One, whatever the case may be. So if you guys do have the game and if you guys want to challenge me on it, let me know in the comment section below on what kind of match you want to have. And it's going to be very fun. I mean, I miss playing wrestling games online. Those are always fun. And Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Oh my fuck, I haven't been so excited about a Call of Duty game in such a long time. So if anybody wants to team up with that, if anybody wants to battle on that, let me know. It doesn't really matter. But anyways, everybody, let's begin with our questions of the week. And it is from Alan. Hey Alex, what would you do if you were face to face with a Bigfoot? Oh shit. Question 2, can King Kong beat Godzilla? Because I heard that King Kong beat him. Question 3, have you heard of Saints Row? Get out of hell. Question 4, what is the scariest game you've played? Question 5, what would you do if you became a god? That is all. Thank you for the questions, by the way, man. Very interesting, by the way. To answer your first question, if I came face to face with a Bigfoot, I would run away. I mean, why would I want to encounter such a fucking monster like that? I mean, we're talking Bigfoot here. Bigfoot's at least, like, what, fucking 7, 8 feet tall? I mean, why in the world would I want to do anything else other than run? That thing would probably, like, grab me and just, like, toss me against a tree. And then probably pull my pants off. Beef jerky style. I keep thinking of those beef jerky commercials where they're always fucking with the Bigfoot until he finally just goes ape shit and like starts beating the shit out of everybody. It's like, what the hell? That's exactly what would have happened to me. I'll probably open up a bag of beef jerky and probably eat it all, and he'd probably go all crazy and whatnot. So I don't know. I mean, I'd run away. I would not want to be in any situation where I'm anywhere near a Bigfoot in the first place, because number one, that shit probably stinks. I mean, every single Bigfoot case, quote unquote, you know, everybody was always talking about how Bigfoot stunk, so I don't want to be in the mix of that. So, to answer your second question, I think Godzilla would slaughter King Kong. I'm sorry. I mean, after watching Godzilla, Godzilla's the size of like a giant skyscraper, if not bigger. King Kong is not. King Kong is big, very powerful, but I don't think he's anywhere near Godzilla's level. Yes, King Kong did beat Godzilla before in the old school movies, but I think Godzilla would definitely rip him a new one. I think Godzilla's bite force is more than enough for an ape like that to even handle. So I would have to say Godzilla, because he also has regeneration and atomic breath. King Kong does definitely possess the speed. And in terms of strength, I mean, I'm not entirely too sure, because King Kong is a lot smaller than Godzilla, so that would actually fare up to be a very interesting challenge. But that's why I would have to say Godzilla would win, because I feel like Godzilla would overall just dominate King Kong. There's no way he would be able to survive. So to answer your third question, yes, I have heard of Saints Row, you know, Gat out of hell or something like that. I'm not really too fond of it. Saints Row, I mean, I personally think the game was completely a flop. I mean, Saints Row went from gang banging and smoking weed and fucking shooting up other gangs to fighting devils and demons and aliens and all sorts of wacky tacky shit. That's not what Saints Row is about. That's not what Saints Row was ever about. And they ruined my favorite, or one of my favorite childhood games with that, because They never included online. They never included anything. So I really hope to God that whoever does Saints Row again in the future does it correctly, because I would like to see a brand new Saints Row game be done very well, other than this piece of crap. So I mean, I heard of Get Out of Hell, but I haven't really looked up too much into it. I know that the entire city of Stillwater and Steelport is, you know, all but nothing of hell, you know, demons everywhere and stuff like that, but doesn't seem that fun to me, to be honest. So to answer your fourth question, scariest game, damn, I would have to say Resident Evil 2 when I was a kid, because it scarred me for life. Aside from that, I would have to say Silent Hill, because Silent Hill 1 actually, for the PS1 when I was a kid, because once again it scared me so much when I saw like those evil creatures come at me from the fog. I nearly shit my pants, so I did not want any part of that. But in terms of modern day games today, I would have to say either Silent Hills, the one that was the playable teaser for the PS4, that was definitely scary. I will say that it had me on the edge of my chair, and it actually delivered fear in my heart. But aside from that, another game that I would have to say would probably be Outlast, because Outlast offered something different in a sense. And you never really knew what was going to happen until it actually happened. So it just brought that sense of fear as well. So, but right now, the actual top of my list is going to be Silent Hills. So. And to answer your final question, what would I do if I was a god? I would fix this damn planet. If I was a god, I would do so much to contribute. I mean, I would like to see my creation, you know, prosper and flourish and do the right thing and do good things. But honestly, if I was a god, I would do everything in my power to make sure that everyone is doing the right thing and that everyone is actually living up to expectation. And I would completely decimate hate. I would decimate violence. I would allow humankind to flourish in its potential, because we as human beings have so much damn potential, but yet we choose not to utilize it. We choose to do the wrong things, and that's why we fail as a society. We fail as people, because we all do the exact same thing everybody else is doing. We aren't doing anything different. We're not contributing anything to our, you know, fellow brothers. So if I was a god, I would love to live forever, and I would love to just go about and help people. But in particular, honestly, if I was a god, the first thing I would do is I would test my speed. I would try to fly around the universe as fast as I can, as far as I can, and back, if I can find my way back, and just time myself and be like, wow, I just went, you know, as fast as so-and-so, and I made it at this time. You know, I don't know. I would just do very weird things. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So anyways, Mr. Allen, thank you for the question, my friend. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, bro. And now moving on to the next question, which is from Kenneth Davis. Hey, Alex, what's up? I'm here to answer your question since I'm working on Bad Galaxy. So here we go. Question number 1. I know a lot of people hate Vegito and Gogeta because some people said that they should never become gods and they should never be in the movie and be left alone, and they want Vegeta, but I don't know why they hate those awesome fusions, and Vegito is my favorite. I love Vegito. He is the character I grew up with. So if the people will not give the fusions a chance, what would that be? Question number 2. I saw the new Dragon Ball Xenoverse trailer. Alex, your thoughts? Question number 3. What if Gogeta was his own character? Those are all my questions. Long live Vegito. Well, thank you, Kenneth. To answer your first question, a lot of people hate the fusions. I believe it's because they're way too overpowered. But I feel like if the fusions were incorporated in the actual Dragon Ball Z upcoming movie, that'll actually push the fusions to their very limit, you know? I feel like if you include Vegito, I think he would be pushed to his limit. I think if you include Gogeta, I think Gogeta would be pushed to his limit. So I really don't understand why so many people are against the fact of, you know, the returns of Gogeta or Vegito. A lot of people are against a lot of different things. When the subject of Broly came up, of him coming back, a lot of people went ape shit. When the subject of a possible Kid Buu return came up, you know, everybody went ape shit. You know, a lot of people seem, to hate certain characters now more than ever. I understand there is a giant mass hatred of Broly because they feel like he's overpowered and he's way too, overrated and stuff like that. And the same can be said about Vegito and Gogeta. A lot of people feel like those characters are overrated and way too overpowered, but in my opinion, I feel the opposite because they were only debuted once. We only saw Vegito once, we only saw Gogeta once, and we only saw them fight one time against one person, How awesome would it be if they were brought back, at least as individuals, and having them fight Beerus or Whis, you know what I mean? Like, that right there would symbolize, and pretty much tell the story on how really powerful these guys actually are, trying to stand up against gods, thinking that fusion is the most powerful thing in the universe. You would think that Vegito would win against Beerus, but in reality, it's just the total opposite. So, I mean, for me, I would love to see how these fusions would be put to the test. Of course, we saw Gotenks, go up against Beerus, but Gotenks #1 was just half-assed. He was only, a Super Saiyan 1. It would have been completely different if he went at Beerus as a Super Saiyan 3. Even if he lost, that would have told you enough right there. But of course, comparing Gotenks to somebody like Vegito or even Gogeta is way too far-fetched because we all know that Gogeta and Vegeta are a lot more powerful than Gotenks. And I understand that Vegito is your favorite, and Vegito's my favorite as well because he admits this, charisma about him and whatnot. Gogeta's actually pretty cool too, but, I think Vegito shows off that, alternative look, alternative clothing, movesets, and stuff like that. But I to be honest, the only reason why I think people hate on those two for being in the next film is because they want to see something different. Perhaps the return of the original Super Saiyan God, perhaps new characters. As I said in my previous fan mails, they've introduced the new God of Time and stuff like that. So we're just going to have to wait and see in what direction they're planning on going with this because this could go in any direction, like I said. But we're just going to have to wait and see exactly what Akira Toriyama's planning to do in terms of the overall story as an entirety. So to answer your second question, I've seen the trailer. I've seen everything surrounding Xenoverse. I have it on my channel in case you haven't checked it out, and I have a lot of it on UnrealEnt Network. But Xenoverse, as I said, it's Dragon Ball Online. It's Dragon Ball Online in a console version. It's Dragon Ball Online come to life for the Xbox One, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, yada yada yada. So I think it's pretty cool, although I cannot wait to play online because they do have, 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, and I believe 4-on-4. Battle of Z tactics all over again with Budokai Tenkaichi incorporations and a little bit of Battle of Z mechanics. But I really can't wait, and I can already tell that a lot of people are going to dog this game out. They're going to be like, oh, well, this game sucks, and this game's a ripoff, and this game, is way too overhyped and stuff like that. I think the game is gonna live up to its expectations because number one, we have a character creation mode which you're able to go Super Saiyan if you're a Saiyan and stuff like that. Transformations and whatnot, in-game transformations. Special cutscenes, environment destruction. That's pretty cool. So I don't see why people are gonna hate Xenoverse when it's not even out yet. So. And to answer your last question, if Gogeta was his own character, I think it's safe to say that we'd all love to see him fight Vegito. Given the fact that he's his own character, you don't have to worry about, fusion or stuff like that. So you can just put them both together, and then bada bing, bada boom, you have yourselves, an ultimate fight, so to say. So, I mean, I think the age-old question has always been Vegito versus Gogeta, Gogeta versus Vegito. Who would win? Who's the strongest fusion? Yada, yada, yada. So, for me, personally, I would love to see something like that because I think it would embody so much. But if Gogeta was his own character, how exactly would they play that off? Because technically, he would be the most powerful character there. So, I mean, in an essence, how exactly would they go about, having him, do certain things and whatnot? I mean, it'll just be a little weird to have him as a standalone character because the incorporation of the story would just be a little off, don't you think? So, but anyways, Mr. Kenneth, thank you for the questions, my friend, and I hope you have a wonderful day, bro. And now moving on to the next question, which is from Daniel Garcia. Hey, Alex, I am a huge fan of yours. I just want to say thanks for the videos, man. Every day I get home from school and just watch the magic unfold. Thanks, bro. So let's get on to the questions. Question number one, will you ever consider doing a Let's Play for the Infamous series? I love those games. Until this day, I play Infamous Second Son on my PS4. So will you ever play those games for us? Question number two, who would win, Super Super Saiyan God Goku or Super Buu Gohan absorbed? This is a very interesting one for me because Super Buu was so strong after he absorbed Ultimate Gohan, who is a lot stronger than Super Saiyan 3. Then who would be faster, stronger, etc.? And question number 3, this is about to get personal. Oh boy, here we go. So there is this girl, oh boy, who shall remain nameless. I really like her and I asked her out. Sadly enough, she said no. Well, I still hang out with her every day at school during lunch and in the morning, and I still really like her. So should I keep trying to win her heart or just give up and move on? Well, my friend, welcome to the world of girls. Thanks for answering my questions. If you do actually end up answering them, have an amazing day. Good luck getting into WWE. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Thank you, man. It really means a lot to me. Okay, well, to answer your first question, Infamous. Well, I did not like Infamous Second Son as much as I would think I did. I preferably liked Infamous 2 over any of them. I played a little bit of Infamous 2 at my friend Paul's house, and it was really, really cool. Sadly enough, I don't have Infamous 1 or 2, so I can't really say that I can go back and play those unless the PlayStation Now has them. But Infamous Second Son, I actually am considering going back and just doing a little bit of that for you guys. Although I felt like Infamous Second Son could have been a lot better. I think that honestly I would play it if I had the time to, and I actually am considering on doing a live stream on it, and I have before. So in terms of the Infamous series, I'm a little on edge of that because I'm not really familiar with the story, and I preferably enjoyed the second game over anything else. So in terms of that, I will honestly have to say I am lingering on the fact on doing it because I don't have the first 2 games, and I really don't want to start from Second Son. So to answer your second question, God Goku all the way. God Goku all the way, because if you go back and you look at the statistics between, you know, Vegito and Super Buu, it is said by Akira Toriyama that Beerus is able to destroy any of the fusions. So if Beerus can destroy Vegito, who destroyed, you know, Super Buu, what makes you think that God Goku, who potentially can defeat Vegito himself and Super Buu, cannot defeat Super Buu? You know what I mean? I think God Goku would completely destroy Super Buu Gohan absorbed. Just because Majin Buu was able to absorb Ultimate Gohan, and Ultimate Gohan was stronger than a Super Saiyan 3, doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, his powers are like unlimited or stuff like that. The only feature about Super Buu, I would say, is the fact that he's able to absorb. So if he were to catch God Goku off guard, he could possibly absorb him. But aside from that, I mean, imagine if that happened. Super Buu God Goku absorbed. I mean, oh my God, can you imagine the level of energy behind that? I mean, God, I mean that's if Goku can detect that, because remember, Goku does have incredible abilities to hear, sense, smell, and stuff like that. So I don't think Super Buu would be able to catch Goku with the absorption technique. But between having Super Buu Gohan absorbed versus Super Saiyan God Goku, I would have to say Super Saiyan God Goku, because his powers are godly. I don't think his powers can be felt. And the fact that, you know, God Goku does possess incredible energy over Super Buu. I mean, he was able to keep up with Beerus long enough until the form actually gave out. So that right there just speaks very highly of how Goku can handle himself. So I would have to say God Goku. And to answer your final question, all right, well, here's the thing, man. We all run into situations in life where we all meet a girl, or in particularly, you know, girls that are watching this, you meet a guy. But when guys meet a girl, they tend to just fall heads over heel over her. You know, they become very infatuated by her, and you really, really like her, but she's not giving you the time of day. What I think you should do is just sit her down and talk to her. Be like, hey, listen, I have something to tell you. I really want to talk to you about something. So you pretty much just let it all out. You tell her how you feel. You pretty much tell her what you bring to the table, you know what I mean? Like, don't just tell her, hey, I like you, because in the back of her mind, she's probably like, oh, this guy just wants to use me to fuck me and stuff like that. So you don't want to do that. But just express yourself towards her and let her know exactly how you feel, and then just question her. Be like, what's the worst that can happen by you giving me a chance? You know, every single person deserves a chance, and sometimes in life, you know, it's the chances that are unexpected that turns out to be the blessing in disguise. So, just like you talk to her and just, let her know everything that's going on. And if she decides to turn you down, dude, I mean, and it happens, trust me, it's happened to me so many times. The most you can do is just learn to forgive and forget and move on. I'm pretty sure that there's girls out there that are a lot better looking than her, a lot better than her as a person. Just like there's girls out there that are far worse than her. That's just the way the circle of life spins, actually. So, if she decides to say no, instead of just wasting your time and pursuing this girl, because then she's gonna think you're really, obsessive and whatnot. I think what you should do is just move on to bigger and better things. Of course, it's gonna hurt at first. You're gonna be like, wow, like this girl is pretty much like, not giving me the time of day, and she's probably, recognizing other people and stuff like that. You shouldn't be so worried about that. You should be worried about how your future is set in stone and what you want to do in life, and then the girls will come. But it's incredibly hard for guys, because guys sometimes would try so hard to be recognized by this one girl, by this one itty-bitty girl, and she doesn't even acknowledge his actual existence. And the sad part is, it's like we've all been through it. I mean, a lot of the guys watching this right now have been in a situation where they've liked the girl so much, they either asked her out and they said no, or they were too afraid because they already knew the answer. I mean, I myself can vouch for that, you know what I mean? But there's nothing worse in the world than not trying at all. So what I think you should do is just try either way. Just talk to her, see what's going on. And if things don't work out, for the best of your interest, then, I mean, I guess you could just move on from there. I mean, you can't sit there and cry about it, because there's plenty of fish in the sea. It's not going to be easy at first, but I think that if you don't sit her down and talk to her and just explain what's going on, you're never really gonna get, closure out of this. So, but anyways, my friend, thank you for the questions. Best of luck to you, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, my friend. And now moving on to the next question, which is from Skull Royal. Well, I was going to send a video fan mail, but you said to write questions in the comments. It's alright, though. I mean, I would prefer a video because it's a lot easier and I get to interact with you guys more, but it is what it is. Anyways, here are my questions. Question number 1, what do you think about actors/comedians getting seriously hurt, Tracy Morgan, or hearing about them pass away like Robin Williams? Question number 2, what do you think about the situation about what's going on in sports, meaning the racism, Donald Sterling, and the ATL Hawkins general manager talking about Lao Deng, and the Ray Rice case? Question number 3, I wish fucking YouTube would have a feature where you can post photos in the comments, because it will show all of the powers you can choose from. But if you were to choose any 3 powers, matter manipulation, immortality, healing factor, also if you can choose from the comic verse or anime verse, what 3 powers would you have? Very interesting question. Question number 4, which of these items would you rather have, the Moja, Death Note, or Green Lantern's? Oh, that's an easy one for me. I know you don't. Question number 5, I know you don't watch a lot of basketball, but what are your top 10 basketball players of all time? Final question. If you would have became an NBA player as of right now, what team would you want to face, and what player would you want to compete against? Okay, like, so one-on-one, and what team would I want to go against? As of right now, that's all I can think of. This is actually my first fan mail questions ever, and I've been a long-time subscriber. I've actually became more interested from your channel because you're from Brooklyn, and I'm from the Bronx. Yay! Now living in upstate, man, and things like that, I like that as well. The thing is work and shit, so I really didn't have enough time to send fan mail. Yes, trust me, I understand that. And even if I don't have time, I would forget or do something else that is also important. That is completely understandable, dude. Don't worry about it. Now I can definitely give some fan mail, especially now. Also, I would like to say thank you for inspiring others and making them believe and be entertained. Even if the day is fucked up, and sometimes you wish you want to fuck a nigga up or some shit, but truly, you are a really great person. And hopefully, since I usually go down to the Bronx to see some old friends, I could probably see you in Brooklyn, since I have some friends that live around your block and we can chill or some shit. Hopefully, you see this fan mail, and if you do or do not, have a good and blessed day. Thank you, man. It really means a lot to me, bro. It truly does, and I hope you have a wonderful day up there as well. I feel bad for you the most because you're upstate, so I'm pretty sure it gets a lot fucking colder up there than it does down here. So fucking, oh god, I can imagine, because dude, I've been hearing that all over the place. I've been hearing that we're gonna have such a fucking bad winter, so I really hope that it's not true, but if it is, then you better fucking create yourself like the ultimate man cave, because that's exactly what I'm going to do this year. To answer your first question, what do I think about these actors and comedians getting hurt? Well, I mean, the Tracy Morgan situation, I didn't really look too much into it. I believe he got into an accident due to a truck driver or something. I think he fell asleep behind the wheel. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but it's pretty sad to see, these people get into car accidents and stuff like that and getting hurt. Although there are a lot of people that get hurt daily and nobody acknowledges them. I feel like it shouldn't be a double standard in a sense. It's like, oh, people should only care about when actors and comedians get hurt, but never when an actual person gets hurt. So it sucks. It really does, because I think Tracy Morgan's a really cool dude. And as for Robin Williams, that is something that threw me off guard. I was like, well, if you're Robin Williams, right, why would you not have a good life to live, I understand he was suffering from depression and whatnot, but what's to be depressed about when you're a Hollywood star? I understand that there's a lot of pressure that goes into that. A lot of requirements and demands, and you have to meet up with expectations and stuff like that. But Robin Williams, I believe, was living a very luxurious and very comfortable life, and I don't understand what would make him go commit suicide, It sucks, it really does. I'm not going to sit here and be all hypocritical and say I'm the biggest Robin Williams fan, because I feel like the guy was very, very funny. I enjoyed him. I was a fan of him. I wasn't a big, super fan of him, so I'm not going to sit here and say that I loved all of his movies. I loved Jumanji. That was my favorite movie of Robin Williams, because when I was a kid, it made me laugh a lot, and it brought back a lot of, childish memories and stuff like that. But in terms of him, it sucks when celebrities die, because sometimes you have a correlation and connection with some of these people because they are real people, so you do have a real feel for that. But going back to how Tracy Morgan got hurt, there are people that die every day and nobody acknowledges them, so Robin Williams is a special case because he has more money and he's more famous than anybody else. So, I mean, if I were to die tomorrow, God forbid, nobody would really care, you know what I mean? So, because I'm not on that mainstream Hollywood, timeline where I'm known by the entire world and stuff like that. So, it really sucks that Robin did die. But all you can do is just move on. People die every day, man. I mean, that's just the way the life is. To answer your second question, man, let me tell you something. There's racism everywhere. There's always going to be domestic violence in the Ray Rice situation. There's always going to be something, you know what I mean? Racism will never die. I mean, let's face reality here. Racism will never die. A white man insulting a black man insulting a white man, Asian man insulting a Jewish person, a Jewish person insulting a Muslim. Racism, stereotypes will never die because we're all on this planet, and when we bring up the next generations, we teach them these things. Even from a comedical standpoint, if you start telling me like these harmless racial jokes, racism is still factored into that joke, so people are going to get the gist of, hey, look, that person has a different skin color, or that person is much, different looking than me, or whatever. You know what I mean? It sucks. And Donald Sterling, he's fucking racist. I mean, what else can you do? He's an elderly man who just really has that mindset of being a racist. I mean, I'm white, and I live in Brooklyn. I'm white, and I live in Brooklyn, and I never once thought about being racist because I grew up in a very, very rough situation. And believe it or not, I was raised more with Hispanics and black people than I have with my own people. You know what I mean? It's not like I have something against them or whatever, but it taught me a valuable lesson that black people, Spanish people, white people, Asian people do care about each other. You know what I mean? They do care about me, and I care about them. So I have a lot of black friends. I have a lot of Spanish friends. I have a lot of mixed friends. I have a lot of white friends. I never once thought about crossing that line and just insulting somebody's race because, number one, that makes no sense. Like, let's say I were to get into an argument with somebody, I would never insult their race. I would insult you, but I wouldn't insult where you're from or your ethnicity or your skin color, because that right there is being ignorant and being very, very, simple-minded. So, in terms of Ray Rice and what he did with domestic violence, I mean, Jesus Christ, people beat each other all the time, but never, for a man, never lay your hand on a woman. And ladies, as a woman, please, never lay your hand on a man. This goes back to what I said right now about Tracy Morgan and Robin Williams. People attack each other every day. It's never made mainstream, but it's a perfect example of how we live today. You know, like, men shouldn't hit women at all, and women, please, you shouldn't hit men at all, because when you push a man to his very limit, sometimes he lashes out and he does the wrong thing. And same thing for a man. Men, you should never hit women. As men, we are much bigger and stronger than women. Why would you want to, especially Ray Rice, you know what I mean? Like, why would you want to do that? It makes absolutely no sense. And like I said, the world that we're living in today is just so twisted and just so manipulated. It's horrible. I mean, I disagree with the ATL situation, the Donald situation, and the Ray Rice situation. It's not good, and it's not looking good for the industry as a whole, because it pretty much gives you the green light saying, oh, you can do whatever you want as long as you're here. It boggles my mind. To answer your third question, if I had to choose powers, I would definitely choose immortality, because the healing factor would never be into an effect, because I would live forever. So nothing would really harm me, because I would be able to live on through any given thing, you know? So I would have to choose immortality. Although matter manipulation sounds really cool, to manipulate matter and time and stuff like that, like, you know, like just warp fucking dimensions and stuff like that, just warp everything, that'd be pretty cool. But I would have to choose immortality. And in terms of like comic / anime versus, from the anime realm, I would definitely have the ability to turn into a Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever I want to push myself to. And in terms of the comic book realm, I would definitely want to have the powers of Superman, because Superman is pretty much invincible, able to fly really fast, really strong, laser beams, you know, great hearing and stuff like that. So I would have to say the powers of a Saiyan and the powers of Superman. To answer your fourth question, easy off the bat, I would say the Green Lantern ring, because you're able to actually create things out of that ring. You're able to do a lot more with that ring than you normally would. So, I mean, the Death Note ring, the Death Note actual, you know, item is pretty cool as well, but I would have to say that the Green Lantern ring, because I can create bombs, I can create, you know, rockets, and I can create tanks, and I can create swords and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. So I would have to say the Green Lantern ring. To answer your fifth question, top 10 basketball players of all time. Well, for me, I would have to say Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, believe it or not. I think he's a great player, but yeah. Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, what the hell is his name? Oh my god. The little short guy. Oh, Jesus Christ, did I really forget his name right now? Well, Shaq was always my favorite too, because he was such a fucking goof. Like, he was on like the court, and he was a monster in and of itself, but like he can't fucking he can't score a free throw. It's really funny. A couple of the guys from the Celtics. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot their name. Ray Allen's definitely one of them. Ray Allen. I'm trying to think. Well, I can't think of any off the bat right now, because I don't really watch basketball that much. But I mean, if I had to choose, those would actually be my guys. I'm sorry. And to answer your final question, if I was an NBA player, which team would I want to face off with? I would want to face off with OKC, because OKC has a very huge roster of young guys that are very, very, very talented and very good. And I feel like OKC is one of the best teams out right now, by far. That's just my opinion. Some people might say the Heat, some people might say the Knicks, the Bulls, whatever. I think it's OKC personally. So I would go up against OKC, and if I had to go up against a single player, I would want to go up against LeBron James, because I want to see how this player is, how this guy is aggressively, because you know you hear stories and you just want to, you know, test your skill, I guess you could say, against a man like that. So. But anyways, Mr. Skull, thank you for the questions. It really means a lot to me. Thank you for the kind gestures, and I hope you have a wonderful day, my friend. And now moving on to the next question, which is from Charles Flame. God, I hope this makes it to fan mail. Well, it has. Hey, Alex, here are my questions for you this week. I hope you answer them, please. Question number 1, do you think we will ever see a 28 months later movie? Question number 2, what are your thoughts on police brutality going on a lot today? Question number 3, do you believe in demonic spirits? Why or why not? And lastly, question number 4, do you think it's possible to reintroduce Super Saiyan 4 after Battle of Gods? Well, to answer your first question, Charles, 28 months later, we've all been waiting for that fucking movie forever. I myself have been waiting for that movie for such a long time. I would really love to see what happens after the movie 28 weeks later. 28 weeks later was a very good film, although it's questionable if it was better than 28 days later or not. I think 28 months later would have been a very fine movie to see. The zombies actually went on ahead and they went to Paris and whatnot, so the infestation is growing, and I mean, just imagine having, zombies like that run around, getting from place to place, pretty much destroying everything. I mean, Great Britain was destroyed in the actual movie. I mean, they firebombed the entire place, trying to get rid of this infection, and now the infection pretty much eluded the extinction of it and pretty much gotten into other places such as, Paris and possibly Greece and stuff like that, Spain, so this actual virus is growing and it's becoming very rapid. It's starting to grow all over the world. So I would have loved to see what would have happened if that virus got to America or South America or China or Japan or Russia or Brazil and stuff like that. I think it would have been pretty cool to see, although I'm a little on edge if whether or not they're going to make the film or not. I really hope that they do, because it's very long overdue, especially if you guys are, fans of the 28 series. But I mean, those zombies were really, really hardcore too. Like, they were just like running at you, trying to bust everything down, trying to eat you alive, and it was pretty crazy, you know what I mean? Especially the beginning of 28 Weeks Later was sick. Having to be in this remote cabin, and this one boy pretty much brought them all over, and then this one girl made an itty-bitty mistake by pretty much looking outside, and then they came inside and a whole bunch of stuff happened, and it was just so awesome. So do I think we're ever gonna see it? Honest to God, I really hope so. I mean, I really, really, really hope so. But in all reality, I'm not entirely sure, so I'm going to have to say no. As much as that pains me to say it, I mean, I would love to see it, but I really doubt they're going to make it. I mean, as much as it sucks, I really doubt it, man. To answer your second question, police brutality. Okay, now, people can't even fucking go to the police anymore for help. I mean, a lot of people now are, joining the task force and becoming a police officer, and they're doing it all for the fucking wrong reasons. The point of being a police officer is to serve and protect the people, not fucking kill and beat the people. You know what I mean? It's horrible. I don't care who the fuck gives you an order. We as individuals, we're not ordered to do anything. I mean, we don't have to do anything anyone else tells us. It's just a matter of routine. And if somebody tells me that I have to beat the shit out of this one person, I would never do it. Police brutality is going on a lot now. Listen to me. It's not a crime to, videotape an officer. You're not getting in the way of his job. You're not getting in the way of what he's doing. I mean, especially if they're doing the wrong thing. If there's a police officer doing the right thing, leave the officer alone. If the officer is doing the right thing, leave him alone. But if you see the officer is doing something bad, videotape that fucker and show the world, show his fucking chief and commander, show the police department, like, hey, there's this one cop doing this, that, and the third, because just because you're a police officer doesn't make you a good person. I have one friend who is going to become a police officer. He's a very cool kid. I really doubt that he has the balls to beat the shit out of people like that, but I mean, other people, not so much. Police nowadays, they're more of intruding in your house, busting in without a warrant, beating people up. Just God forbid you videotape them, they'll fucking kill you. It's like, what the hell's wrong? Are these officials really trying to ensue a new world order and stuff like that? Trying to destroy the people with martial law and stuff? It's horrible. As an individual, if I was a police officer and I were to actually detain somebody, I would not beat the shit out of them. I would use necessary force, but having to beat someone up, that is unlawful, unnecessary force, and I think it's wrong. And I think that police brutality should be taken up very seriously, because I feel like police brutality should be a very serious case, rather than just letting other people quote on say, oh, we're just going to look into the matter. No, don't look into anything. Take action rather than just looking into the situation, because police brutality is happening a lot, and God forbid a martial law happens, because if that becomes under effect, we're all pretty much, screwed, because it's not something to take lightly. So to answer your third question, yes, I do believe in demonic spirits. I do believe in demons. Personally, from my own experiences, I have felt several times where I was being watched, or there was a presence near me that was just very, very uncomfortable. Although I don't have any photographic evidence, any video evidence of stuff like this, there are just some things that you just know. You know what I mean? Like, there are just some things that you just know in life. And I feel like a lot of people are very naive and very ignorant to say, well, if you don't see it, if you don't hear it, it ain't real. And most often than not, it's very easy to call somebody crazy because it's very dismissive. Because somebody might say, oh, this person said that they saw this, they must be crazy. It's just a very dismissive way of saying, just, I don't believe you. You know what I mean? So, but for me, I do believe in them. I do also believe in an afterlife, but whatever happens prior to that or after that, it remains to be seen, to be honest. And to answer your final question, Super Saiyan 4, at this point, do I think they can reintroduce it? Probably not. I mean, they have a god, so, like, why would they? It would be pretty cool if they had a canon version of a Super Saiyan 4. I think that would have been absolutely amazing. I think that's what they should have done before anything. But Super Saiyan God, I think, is good enough. You're going to have Super Saiyans 1, 2, 3, and God. Although it would have been cool to have Super Saiyans 1, 2, 3, 4, and God, have 5 different levels for a Saiyan. But, I mean, as of right now, do I think it's possible? Probably not. But, I mean, it remains to be seen. If by any chance there's ever a new series, Akira Toriyama could possibly, go on ahead and do that. But in this case, I mean, I don't think it's more than likely, no, to be honest. So, but anyways, Mr. Charles, thank you for the questions, my friend. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And thank you all for watching once again, everybody. My name is UnrealEntGaming. If you guys are fans, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for all latest news, information, and updates. If you guys enjoyed the fan mail, please don't forget to hit it up or like and a favor. Leave your comments and your questions in the comment section below. Preferably, if you guys made a video fan mail, post the link in the comment section below. That way I can watch it and check it out and put it on here. Halloween is about, a few days away. It's pretty cool, so I cannot wait. For those of you out there who haven't already done so, please go on ahead and subscribe to my second channel at UnrealEnt Network. The link will be in the description below. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go on ahead and eat, and hopefully I feel better because I can feel my throat itching right now, and it sucks because if I get sick, I am going to fucking just go bananas on somebody. So, anyways, everybody, thank you all for watching once again. God bless all of you, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Take it easy, everybody. Peace.